Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where tomorrow morning for me, later today in the UK for you guys, Celtic will be travelling to Holland to play AZ Alkmaar in the second leg of the final round of qualifying for the Europa League. And like usual, we'll be going over the possible outcomes of the tie, I should say, both clubs' form, injuries and suspensions, my Celtic lineup, and of course my final score prediction. So, without a further ado, let's get into it. So, Celtic currently hold a 2-goal lead on aggregate, and with the away goals rule abolished this year, it changes a lot of outcomes for Celtic. So, in summary, a win or draw is enough. That sees Celtic through, no questions asked. Now, keeping in mind the away goals rule is abolished, a 1-0 loss or 2-1 loss will send Celtic through. Well, any loss with a 1-goal margin will send Celtic through. A 2-0 or 3-1 loss will send the game into extra time. So any 2-goal margin loss will send the game into extra time. And then if we, God forbid, end up losing by 3 or more goals, we'll be out of the tie, out of Europa League, and be going down to the Conference League. And honestly, if we lose by 3 or more goals, we will be deservedly going out. So, analysing our pots, if Celtic end up progressing through to the Europa League group stage, we're currently sitting on 27 coefficient points and we're 50th ranked in Europe. So by looking at other teams who have automatically qualified for the Europa League and other teams who are expected to qualify, this will put Celtic in pot 2 of the Europa League draw. There is, of course, a wild chance that we could be put into pot 1, but it is unlikely. Stranger things have happened. Now, if God forbid this happens, but if we do go down to the Conference League, a bit of a softener for that will be that we will 100% be in pot 1, and that will do us nicely. But we are not going for Conference League. Screw that. So, the first leg saw Celtic prevail 2-0 with Kyogo and Forrest on the score sheet, and it was one of those games where AZ just could have had so many goals, but if it was not for the heroics in defence by Welshie, Ralston and Joe Hart notably. Now, in saying this though, Celtic also could have had a couple more goals, but that's just the way football works. But the tie is not over yet. So analysing the form heading into this, Celtic are 6 wins from 6 on the trot. Only one of those games, however, has been away from Paradise. Not sure how much of a difference that makes, but obviously we can see the difference home fans have this year. So, as for AZ, however, they've only played 2 competitive matches this year, and both have been lost. Their last game was actually against us last week, their 2-0 loss. So, they are 100% lacking match fitness. And, that's all I've got to say. 2 competitive games and 2 losses. It's obviously, we lost our opening round game to Hearts, but still, that is very odd for a team of AZ's quality. Now, in terms of injuries and suspensions, you guessed it, Chris Julian out yet again, but something that's been brought to my attention, over the last few weeks, whenever I've done these previews, I've actually been forgetting Mikey Johnston and Karamoko. They are actually both still injured for Celtic. Yeah, I don't know how I missed them too, but it is what it is. And as for AZ, Owen Windle is still out, but otherwise nothing else to note for them. Now, of course, everyone's favourite part, my Celtic lineup. So I will be going with the Sacred Heart in goals. Then, of course, our usual back four of Greg Taylor, Carl Starfelt, I don't know why I'm stuttering, Stephen Welsh, and then Anthony Ralston at right back. For our midfield triangle, I'm going with Captain Cam, CDM, Turnbull playing his usual 8 role, and then Tommy Rogic returning to the starting lineup at Cam. Now, for the front 3, this is something that has appeared to change from game to game, depending on whether it's a European game or a league game. And so, with this in mind, I'm going with Christie on the left, Abada on the wing, and then Kyogo up top. Now, the only downside to this is that if Kyogo does start up top for Celtic against AZ, there's a very good chance he'll start on the wing against the Huns this Sunday. So that decreases his chances of scoring and shushing the whole of Ibrox quite a bit. But nonetheless, we'll get onto that in a later video. So let's get into my final score predictions. And there are a lot of things we have to consider. It's away in Holland. There won't be any, or it's very likely there won't be any Celtic fans in attendance, and luck could very easily swing and go in AZ's favour this week. Well, keeping these in mind, I feel Celtic will definitely have a stronger squad than we did last time, and this is notably because of Christie's inclusion. But we've also had a further whole week to train, as I mentioned earlier, and improve. With AZ not having played a game, their match fitness must be lacking. So with all this in consideration, and the fact that you've still got players in the AZ squad who want out, whereas Celtic, we've got a very happy, and our squad is absolutely playing amazing at the moment. I'm going with a 2-1 win, and the only reason I'm going 2-1, I'd go probably like 3-0 if we were at Celtic Park, but because we're away in Holland and we've just seen this season how much of a difference the fans make, I feel a 2-1 win will be suffice, with the Dutch fans giving their team that extra edge. But they'll still lose, don't worry. That is all from me, however. Hopefully, as soon as we qualify for the Europa League and, we have our draw done later in the evening for me and the next morning for you guys, I can get a video out straight away analysing each team that's been put into our group, the fixtures, whatnot. I'll try and get that out ASAP, so don't worry there. But until next time, hail, hail.